What's going on, guys? American Abroad here, and today I'm going to be walking you guys through how to take your maps format ride that you've created maybe on Google Maps, actually specifically on Google Maps, and convert that over to a GPX file, something you can throw onto REVER, which is the app that I'm using right now to create my motorcycle trips. I've got a big one coming out to Picos to Europa, so I figured I would go through it with you guys, show you guys how I'm building it out. I'll not only show you how to drag in and import a GPX file, but also how to create a route from scratch on REVER. Now you can pretty much follow the same format on another app, but I'm using specifically REVER today. So if you guys are interested in that, is an application I've been using and I really enjoy it. So I'll walk you guys through that. And as well, if you guys are looking at possibly even importing a GPX file into a Garmin, I talk about that a little bit. I don't go into depth, but it should be enough here to be able to help you do that. All right, so you can use the same process to get that Google Maps format into a GPX and throw that on your Garmin. All right, so let's get after it. So as you can see here, this is what my buddy mapped out. And of course, I don't want to go through and map this all out again, even though it's not too difficult in the REVER app. REVER is the app that I'm going to be using today. I have used MOTO, and I've also used Honda's map builder that they have. They actually have a pretty good one that you can use for using, you can upload it as a GPX file directly into your Garmin. So I've done that before, but this time I'm just going to be putting it on my phone, and I like to use REVER. I think it's a good app. I've had an account with them for a while. This is actually a free account at the moment. I haven't renewed yet, but I just haven't used it in a while. But all right, so let's get after it. So this is what my buddy has downloaded. He's done it on Google Maps. So what you can do is you can copy this link. Now there's two different links that people argue on what you can use. I'm going to go over into this website called Maps to GPX, right? So it's made specifically to bring things over from Google Maps. Some people say you can just click here, copy this, and paste that over here into the Maps thing. You can see I've already done it. Or what people are saying you can do is go here, go to details, and that you should use this link here and copy this link. For me, both of these go into REVER a little bit funny. So once you click this, you click let's go, and then it'll throw it, well, I'll just do it again so you guys can see. And it just throws it up here into your downloads. As you can see, I've already done a couple of different versions trying to get it to work correctly. I'm gonna go up here and go plan a ride. Okay, I'm in REVER in my account. Go up here to the top right hand corner, plan ride. Once you do that, there's a little nifty little button here. It says upload GPX. We're gonna go here and take that file and just drop it right down in there. It takes a second. Now, keep in mind that sometimes some of these apps that use like REVER or MOTO might not receive the GPX the same way that you want it to. It might not be the exact same route that you've done. So always go through and check it and just make sure. So let's see here. It's just taking a few seconds to upload here. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, it's done most of the route for me. Everything looks pretty good except for when you get up to about Lyon for me. This is Picos to Europa. This is supposed to be some of the best motorcycle roads in the world. Leaving from Portugal, going up through Spain. You got France over here. Very, very beautiful. A lot of people pop over from the UK, right? United Kingdom's right up there, and they'll come down and ride this road. So I've got a little problem here. This map's not exactly how I want it to be. It doesn't look exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go over here, and REVER's great. You can just add a stop. So I kind of want Lyon to be one of the first stops here. So let's change that up. So if you guys do have any problems with it, and of course that's in a funky place, I want it to be right up here. Okay, now let's kind of jack things up a little bit for me. Let's see if I can move some of this around. All right, let's just change this. Okay, so it's still kind of not doing what I wanted to do. I'm gonna want the next one to go like to Giano. Of course, I know all these names because I have been studying this. I know where we're going. Okay, and that's perfect. That's more my route. That's what I wanted. So you see, I just kind of had to play around with it a little bit, replace some of these to
adjust that route a little bit. It was bringing me up here. I guess it was like a more efficient route and bring me over. But I want to do some of these more off-roady routes. It's not off-road. These are all roads. Of course, Picos has some of the most spectacular off-road routes, but I am running a R1250 GS with solid wheels, so I'm not going to really be taking this thing off-road. Right, so as you can see, some super twisty stuff up through here. This is the route that I want to take up through Kangas Niche. So that's all perfect. Now, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to put in my hotels and put exactly where my stop-offs are going to be. And it's very easy. You can just add stops or change things up in here. The way that this formatted, I think I would change things here instead of adding a stop, and then go further down and add stops and leave them down at the bottom. And then of course, REVER has really great things here. You can do avoid tolls and it'll take you all off of toll roads, avoid highway if you want to keep it to B roads, avoid ferries. I always like to add ferries. I'm not going to have any on this route, but ferries are kind of cool for me. It feels more like an adventure, you know, doing several different modes of transportation and going across the water is always fun. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty easy, pretty simple to doing the GPX file. I'll put the links to all of these websites in, of course, you know, Google Maps, but I'll put maps to GPX in the links in my video. And then they have really cool things here where you can change you know, if you want to see more topography, you know, what kind of a side view here. And they've got 3D maps if you do have the Pro version, which I've used before and I really like it. It's something really cool. So if you guys do want, REVER's got a 50% off promotion going on right now. I'm not sponsored by them. As much as I would love to say that they're sponsoring this video, they are not, but I really enjoy their app. I actually met a girl on the plane coming from America once who works for REVER, and she was really cool. We were talking all about the app for hours, and it was just really awesome. So they're really passionate about this. They're really passionate about getting more routes. And the cool thing is, as you map these out, you know, I use for highways and stuff, I use Waze because I want to see where the speed cameras are. Over here in Europe, they're pretty notorious for that. They're everywhere. Once you start getting up here in the northern part of Spain, there won't be any speed cameras. Most likely, it'll just be, you know, more remote, and they don't have any up there. But the cool thing is, I've always got REVER running in the background, and it is tracking my route. Why do I do that? It's kind of cool because it gives you something to look back on and say, oh, I've actually done this, and it'll give you like your average time, how long you were on the bike, how long you were off the bike, the distance that you traveled. And I just think that's really cool. You can kind of look back and see what you've accomplished on your motorcycle trips. And I love that. I think that's something really cool that you can do. And as well, you can share this. If you put it, you can hide it or you can share it. And that way I will share this with you guys and you guys can actually pull this up. If you don't want to go through this work yourself and like, hey, that actually sounds like a really cool route. I'm going to go ahead and ride what American Abroad 1 rode. Then you can just go on there, open it up and click ride. And this is already mapped out for you guys. So if you're coming from Lisbon and going up to Picos, you can do that. And you can even start in different places if you want. If you were coming from the north and you just wanted to do this route here, you can start from one of my points. Okay, so hopefully that's a resource for you guys. I'm just gonna go over here and go save. And I'm gonna call this Picos from Lisbon. Right, you can choose your vehicle and everything. I've got my old Tiger in there. You can choose what the surface is. So if you want to and show other people what the surface is gonna be, this is, or even just for yourself. This is paved. This is all paved here. So I'm going to save that. Right. And you can share this if you want to with any of your friends. I love that it gives you the elevation and everything here. That's really nice. And as you can see me moving my mouse along here, you can also see down here, it's showing you where the elevation changes are actually happening. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We're doing some actually very different elevations on this one. You can add pictures once you're done, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. So let's go over here to my rides. If you were wondering where it went, you can come over here and go planned, and you can see all of your planned rides are going to be down here. You can download GPXs and actually upload what you've created here onto your Garmin if you wanted to. And so that's another way for you to load it up if you wanted to plan something on here, upload it to your Garmin. That's also something you can do. And it's really helpful, really easy on REVER. If you were just going to create let's say I wanted to create this from scratch. So let's go Lisbon, Portugal. And my next waypoint is Lyon. All right. So now that's here. You can even do a couple of things. You know, I know where I'm going is up over here. This is the main mountain range the track that we're doing here, and they've got a bunch of inroads. You can add stops, do more. All right. Kangushtuo niche, and you can see it's throwing me around a little bit. So if you don't like that, like Keanu, I know that there's a city here. I really want to take this road because I've heard online that it's a great road. So I'm gonna put Keanu here, and there you go. And I'm gonna move that up there so that it takes me specifically this route. So it's really easy. You can move these around however you want, and it'll change the route. So that's the route I want to do. And you can just kind of build it however you want, you know. You can zoom in and be like, oh, I want to go across this road here. So you can try pans, and if for whatever reason it takes you a funny route, you can, you know, start adding things in between so that it goes that way. But let me see if it adds it here. If I go pans, let's see, Spain. I don't actually, there we go. Yeah, and see, it's taken me up by the water, which actually I've seen online. This is a pretty beautiful route, but say you wanted to go this road, which is what we're doing. So now it's taken me a different way. Well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna add a stop here, and let's say I'm gonna add Carina. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. All right, let's try this. Okay, and then I'm gonna add that in between here, and boom, there you go. Now you've created a path directly through, and you just had to add a couple of points in between. So originally I started with pans, and then I added Carina, or Colgena, I don't know how they're saying it. And there you go. And you can see you're starting to build your track out, right like that. It's pretty simple, guys. Let's say I wanted to finish back in Giano. Okay, there you go. I didn't have to remap this out, so I thought I was going to have to add some more places in between here, but I didn't. So now you've got that route that I was looking at doing. It's pretty simple, goes up and around. And as you can see, REVER is really beautiful. It's super easy to create this you know, this nice little trail for you. So right now I do have tolls on here. I'm just going to show you if I clicked avoid tolls. You can see it's taking me a different way. And let's see what the change is. So estimated time is basically 10 hours. If I take that off, oh, it actually doesn't add too much. If I do B roads, you know, maybe 45 minutes. If I avoid highways though, what? It went down? Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So what it's measuring is the time all the way up here and around. I think the first day it's going to take us about 7 hours to get up here, and then we're just going to sleep here in Giano, up here in Giano, and then the next day we're just going to hit this hard and just kind of go through here and maybe tour off and do some different roads. We plan on hitting, they've got a lot of well-known waterfalls and things like that here, so definitely going to be hitting up some of those. It's going to be some warmer weather, although in the mountains it does stay a little bit cooler. Last year I did a great trip up here to Santiago de Compostela from Lisbon, and it was great. It was kind of crazy. There was a lot of fires up through here, so we went through a lot of scorched earth. There was still smoke coming off the ground, smelled really bad, but very cool ride. Awesome place up here. All right, guys, so that is how you get a GPX file into REVER. And then as well, if you wanted to get a GPX file off of this after you create the route, say I wanted to save this, I already have this route saved, right? Because I just did it a minute ago. So if I did want to do that, I could come over here and I could go to my planned trips, Picos from Lisbon, there you go. And you could download the GPX file. So if you wanted to move this over onto a Garmin, you can download that GPX file, throw it, load it up into your Garmin. You know, if you've got a SD card that you're taking out, or you can simply, you know, plug it into your computer and load it up that way. So that's it, guys. If you do have any more questions, you have anything you want to add, I know there's a ton of ways that you can actually do this. And if you have any other websites that are great, like Maps to GPX, please throw that down in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys, what you're using, what you like at the moment. If you guys want to see, I will just show you Picos so you can get a little idea of where I'm going. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they've got some incredible roads through here. So really excited for this, guys. Really, really excited for some of this scenery, and I will be videoing it. So if you guys want to check it out, it'll be on my channel here in a couple of weeks. And I'll try and give you guys some footage as I'm going through and checking this out. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any other questions or any remarks that you want to add or any cool things that you know about planning trips or cool apps, you know, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. Let me know what app you guys are using right now. Would love to share it with the community, and it's always a huge help for me to hear what you guys are doing, and I always take that in and receive it well. And so yeah, we're here to learn together. Love the community on here. Thanks so much. Be sure to leave a comment. Be sure to throw a like down there as well. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Ride safe, and we'll see you on the pavement.